Okay, we're going to do garden buckets. Well, to replace space for a garden. If you don't have much land, you can make bucket planters to plant. I'm going to be planting tomatoes in them, not anything else. But you can put cabbages, broccoli, just whatever you can imagine. And I'm gonna show you these buckets here. I didn't have the buckets on hand. I didn't get them free. I had to buy them. Bought them from Rural King. That's probably the cheapest place you can get them at. They're $3.97 plus tax a piece, and they're from Rural King, as you can see. And the fertilizers are from Rural King too, and they're anywhere between $7 and $10 a bag. And I only wanted small bags because I don't have the storage space to store all these fertilizers. This come from Rural King too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you can see all-purpose, slow-release plant food. There's what kind it is. You use it on different stuff. And this, and anything you buy that says the word organic on it, you're going to pay extra. Inflation is real, people. The startup on this, if you don't already have all this, you're going to have a startup cost on this, and it's not cheap. But if you already have these fertilizers, you already have buckets, or a place you can get them for free, you're in good shape. There's the lime, organic garden lime. And we have jugs, which these are water jugs that we use to make our coffee out of. And 2-inch pipe, PVC. And we had to go to our local hardware store, and this was it was $15. So it's a little pricey. Inflation is real, people. But anyway, enough of that. And there's the rest of our buckets and our water jugs and a marker to mark, and of course whatever kind of plant you're going to plant is what you're going to need. This is the tools that you're going to need: a drill with a drill bit, half-inch, razor knife to make your cuts, and that to make your measurements so you can make your cuts, tape measure, Sharpie, ruler, saw, and your pipe. And of course I didn't put in the dirt, but you gotta have potting mix for your dirt. You want the potting mix. That'll work the best for this. And it's around $7 a bag at Walmart. Your potting mix is. So there's more cost. Okay, you want 20 inches on your length for your pipe to go down in your bucket.
And cut it on an angle.
And cut it on an angle. Just cut it on an angle.
That's a
Charlotte pipe. We got Charlotte pipe. Now we want to cut.
You want to draw your line.
Draw a line to measure out the top of your bucket, because you're going to cut that out to where it fits snug. And that's what you want to do, cut with your razor knife. I'm going to mark Mark your places. That's for you water. This is all places you're going to drill.
8 of them.
There's 8. There's 8 different holes in your jug. Five, 6, 7, 8. Measure up from the bottom 5 inches on your bucket and mark it. Make your mark.
And drill above.
And drill above. Oh. Okay, put your jug in there. You can see where it is.
Then you start putting dirt in.
Yeah.
Overflow.
Yeah, that's for your overflow. And you gotta start putting your dirt in. Start adding your dirt, and you can see the position where the jug is.
Middle.
It's in the middle.
Packing it down.
Packing it down.
Alright, now you put your fertilizers.
And next you gotta put your fertilizers, and you don't need a huge amount or you'll burn your plant up. So here's what kind of expert gardener plant, and this is cheapest you can get at Walmart. Potting mix. It's for indoor and outdoor container plants. Now you gotta add a little bit of your fertilizer, and you don't add it close to your plants.
Where's your dipper?
I'm just gonna use this old Miracle-Gro measure that comes in, you know, when you buy a thing of powder Miracle-Gro. I just washed it and saved it, and I forgot to add in the Epsom salt, and this is just some I had left over, and this brand just comes from Dollar General, but you're not going to put it close to your plant, no way. That's what you add. Add some Epsom salt in with your fertilizers.
Add it about halfway down.
Add it about halfway down.
Then fill it on up.
And then fill it on up.
And then plant your plant.
Yeah, and then put your plants in. After you get this is the lime. That's 2 of those Miracle-Gro scoopers of the lime. Yeah, 3 tablespoons in other words. This is the all-purpose 16-12-12 slow release plant food that I showed you earlier. Now we're going to add the herb and vegetable that I showed you. Whew, it's dusty. Can't need to breathe that stuff in. But anyway, it's organic. That's the 344 I showed you earlier. And now for the Epsom salt, which I already had on hand. Didn't have to buy it. You've heard all these old-time gardeners, they add the Epsom salts from their tomatoes and ferns and bell peppers. And that's only 1 tablespoon. One of those Miracle-Gro scoopers of Epsom salt is the measurements on it. Now I'm going to fill up the rest of your bucket. Put that on top. More dirt. A pot mix. And your pipes in your jug. And it's down underneath there. You have a drainage hose. You add a drainage hose. When you before you put your dirt in, put your jug. That's how it's going to receive its water and drain. It makes they retain their water. Tomatoes love water down on the roots, not on their leaves. We're going to be planting early girls in these. And these come from the local Amish greenhouse. They got really good price on these. And we're going to put 4 to a bucket.
2 to a bucket.
Oh, 2, well, not 4, but 2. And these were about $2 and something, $2 and change for a whole for 4 of these. So that's a pretty good deal. And in between these two is where you're going to put your all-purpose fertilizer. Not directly on it, but in between it there, in that little divot. It's slow release 16-12-12 ratio, Schultz brand, Rural King. But if you can find it somewhere else cheaper, go for it. Put a little bit more dirt to cover it up. And hopefully before long we'll be eating us a big major sandwich.
Tell them to fresh water.
Yeah, you fresh water it. You can see down in here where you're going to water it. And there's your overflow, your drainage. Right in between God Bless America. And this is really good idea if you don't have the in-ground space. We're planting these in front of the porch. They're all going to go all down just the front of the porch. And we're going to make sure we store them good this winter so they don't freeze and bust, and reuse these. Okay, and the first time you plant these, you want to water them from the top. This is just a fresh start for them. And all the other times, you're going to use your watering system, your pipe watering system. This is just to get them going because we're transplanting. Because everything, when you transplant them, you know how they do. They get a little bit shocked. Another thing you got to add is a tomato cage. something for them to grow up. This is just along the side of the porch. And this is an old one, as you can tell. We've had this for ages, but if you don't already have them, a tomato cage, you need something for them to grow in so they don't lop over on you. And that's expense too if you don't already have them. Consider the tomato cages. Secure it with just some rope that you got, yarn or whatever. And this is just stuff I craft with, and I'm just securing it to my porch railings, just so the wind, storms, or whatever don't knock them down, or even worse, bears don't knock them over, maybe. But just secure them best as you can. Your initial cost on these, if you have to buy everything, ours is about $25 a piece. That's because we had to buy buckets and the soil, the pot mix. But next year, hopefully all we're going to be out is just your plants. Whatever kind of plants you're putting in here. Cabbage, cauliflower, tomatoes, just whatever you're wanting to use. That's going to be your cost next year. I'm just giving a shout out here to my brother. He makes these. And you can see it's a deer. And I got it attached to my porch. And he makes the Bigfoots, Sasquatches. He makes Kentucky signs. He makes little cow planters that you can plant flowers in. He makes a lot of different pretty stuff. Now I'm going to put his Facebook and his YouTube in my description in case you want to look at some of his funny videos or some of his wood creations he makes. And in the third bucket, this bucket is going big beef. Because you always like a good slice of tomato on your mater sandwich. And these come from the Amish place too. These are Super Sweet 100s. And these came from, they didn't come from the Amish store, they came from Rural King. And they're, for a little cup, they're $4.98, almost $5. And this is, the big beef. Another container of the big beefs. And the Super Sweet 100s, they're like little Tommy toes. No, and they're super sweet for a salad. I love them. These are self-watering buckets.